Hi. Okay, for today's handwriting lesson, we're going to take a look at how to make the lowercase letter A and the lowercase letter G on the writing lines. So you have this page, your grown-up has this, to help you with the correct steps to make both of those letters. Today for our lesson, you will need your dry erase board, your marker, and something to erase with. You don't have to have an eraser like mine. A Kleenex or a napkin will work just fine. Okay, so first of all, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to turn your board on the side with the great big writing line. If you do not have your items, I want you to go ahead and push pause on the video and go get the things that you need and come back. All right, we're going to start with a lowercase letter A. Miss Gideon's going to make one on the lines so that you can see it. Lowercase letter A is a plain line letter. So we're going to start at the airplane line. We're going to trace down to the grass line, go back up to the airplane line, and down to the grass line. Okay, so I will make one for you. Start at the airplane line, trace down to the grass line, go back up to the airplane line, and go back down to the grass line. All right, so I want you to go ahead and pause your video, and I want you to go ahead and make one A with me. So pause your video and do that. All right, now that you've made your 1A, we're going to practice one more. And we're going to do this so we can practice our finger spacing too. So I want to make sure that my next lowercase a that I write is not too close to this one. So I want to leave a finger space in between and go on the other side of my finger. Start at the airplane line, and you can do this with me. Start at the airplane line, go down to the grass line, go back up to the airplane line, go down to the grass line. And I've made an A. Now, if I make a little mistake and have to fix it, it's okay. You can use your little eraser and fix it a little bit. Miss Gideon's going to fix hers just a little bit. That's what we have an eraser for. All right, now notice how my A's are not too close together. I've got a finger space in between, and that's what you should have. All right, now we're going to move over to the other side. So I'm going to erase, and I'm going to move to the side that looks like this with the 3 boxes at the top and the 3 writing lines. Now I'm going to use mine. This side is a little shiny and the lines are smaller and there's a little bit of a glare. So I'm going to use mine and see if it helps just a little bit. Okay. All right. Now on this side, we're going to use this very first writing line right here and our marker. So we're going to start and we're going to touch the airplane line. So go ahead and touch your airplane line. We're going to put our marker on that airplane line and we're going to make a lowercase a. So I want you to go ahead and do that with me. Start at the plane line, go down, touch the grass line, go back up to the plane line and back down. And you should have an A. Good. All right, now we're going to pause the video. Miss Gideon's going to pause the video. You're going to pause the video. And we are going to write 5 more lowercase a's on this line, the same line right here, using a finger space in between our letters. So let's go ahead and pause and do that together now. All right, I'm going to unpause my video now because I finished writing the lowercase a's on the line. We started with 1 right here. And Miss Gideon said, now we're going to make 5 more. So I had 1, and then I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. And I want you to look and notice how I can get my finger space in between all of these A's that I wrote. Check and see if you can get your finger space in between all the A's that you practiced. Okay, now we're going to practice lowercase letter g. So I want you to go ahead and erase your A's on this side. And we're going to turn over once again and use the large writing line. So you're going to flip this over once again to the back side where you see the great big writing line. Okay, and I'm going to use mine. I see all 4 lines. I see skyline, airplane line, grass line, and worm line. Now, your grown-up has this once again to help you. A lowercase g is just like a lowercase a. It starts off the same way. So we're going to start off once again on the plane line. We're going to trace down and around on the plane line, go to the grass line, go back up to the plane line, go down to the grass line. But instead of stopping here like we did with A, we're going to go all the way down to this worm line today. But we don't want to go below the worm line, okay, when we're writing our G. So I want you to get your dry erase marker, and we're going to practice a G together. Start at the plane line. Trace down and around to the grass line. Go back up to the plane line. Go down to the grass line. Keep going all the way down to the worm line and stop. There's my G. Notice how I did not go above the plane line. Notice how I did not go down below the worm line. Now, we're going to make one more G, and we're going to use a finger space. So I want you to stop and pause your video and make one more G. All right, look at your 2 G's that you made on the great big line side, and look at mine. I can get my finger space in between these 2 letters. So that tells me I left enough room. Look and see if you can get your finger space between your 2 G's. Okay, we're ready to move to the back side. So you can erase the front side. Let's turn over to the back side. So you're going to take your board and you're going to flip it to the side with the 3 boxes at the top. 2, 3, and the 3 writing lines. Okay, we're going to use this top writing line again. We're going to need the airplane line, the grass line, and the worm line. So we'll be going all the way down to that worm line. Okay, Miss Gideon is going to write 1 lowercase g on the back side. Starting at the airplane line, I go down and around to the grass line, back up to the airplane line, and down to the worm line. There's my G. So I want you to practice writing a G, just like mine. Do you see how I went all the way down to the worm line? Now, we're going to practice 5 more lowercase g's. So I'm going to let you pause the video and practice writing 5 more with a finger space in between each one on this first line. So go ahead and pause your video and do that. Okay, I finished mine. I had 1 G on the line, and then Miss Gideon said, let's make 5 more. So here's 1, and then I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. And I have a finger space in between my G's. Let me check myself and see if I can get a finger space in between. You check and see if you can put your finger space between all the G's that you wrote on the line. Look and see if your G's look like mine. Notice how my G's start on the skyline. My G's go all the way down to the worm line. Now, when it goes all the way down to the worm line, notice how it stops right here on this worm line. It doesn't go below that worm line. Good job. You did a great job today practicing A and G with me.